Welcome back. I'm Randy Buehler here with Brian David Marshall. We are getting ready for the semifinals of Pro Tour Geneva. The players had a nice lunch. They're sat down. They've studied the deck lists. One of the things that happens at a limited Pro Tour is that typically in limited you won't know what's in your opponent's deck. But in a situation like this, you know, we've got an audience full of people watching the draft, watching the games. Sort of you either have to sequester the players and hide them and not let them talk to their friends all day, which is, it's hard to even feed them lunch in that scenario. Right. Or, you know, they should. What the decision we've made is they get to see each other's deck lists at the lunch break.
Sure. At lunch, I was talking to Mike Rohn, and I kept trying to ask him questions about his draft, and he was like, "When can I see Kenji's deck list?" So, what were your first picks? When can I see Kenji's deck list? He couldn't wait to see what he was up against. He and Kenji played in the Swiss, and he said they had 3 great games.
Okay.
And but Kenji got it, so he's looking for a little revenge.
He seemed to be playing really well. I was listening to some stories over lunch. We didn't get a chance to see that match, but it was he was playing against Marin Lebart, who had the couple copies of Tysus, and H-Ron went to his sideboard for Greater Gargadon, boarded in great. He's not playing red,
right?
But he's got, you know,
he's touch splashing red.
He had like a mountain in his deck, and you know, a mana fixer or two. So he brings Greater Gargadon in, just so figuring if it's suspended, then he can just sack guys out from under a Tysus and not take any damage. And in fact, we heard from Rich Hagon, one of the games he won was basically because he forced Lebart to Tysus his own creature.
Right, that was the game we reported where Lebart had to Tysus his Coldstoker.
Right, and
we didn't make the connection that
Mike set the whole thing
set it up with the Gargadon.
It's
a great play. It's a great sideboard.
Right, and then of course was able to bring the Gargadon in and smash for the win. So.
Right. You know, we were talking also about Mike Rohn in round 1, about in the quarterfinals about how he worked with Bob Marr.
Right.
But really the thing that's probably more accurate is historically Bob Marr has gone to Mike Rohn for his limited advice.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
He's considered to be the best limited player in Wisconsin. And when Bob Marr's in Wisconsin, that is a label you wear proudly.
Absolutely.
So.
Wow, it looks like the players are shuffled up and ready to go, so let's get to the semifinals. We'll see you guys momentarily. What is on top of the jack? Hello and welcome to the semifinals of Pro Tour Geneva. I'm Randy Buehler. I'm here with Brian David Marshall. This has been an awesome weekend, a lot of magic, a ski trip, 15 rounds, quarterfinals, and it all comes down to this. Kenji Samura versus Mike Ron, Takuya Usawa versus Shingu Kurihara. There's the handshake. Kenji and Mike are off to the races in this semifinal match. You got 3 guys in this semifinal who are all from Tokyo. They've all at least went to Tokyo to practice for this event. Right. They work together. Just an almost unprecedented performance by one team of Magic players.
Almost unprecedented.
I said almost unprecedented.
If you go back to Pro Tour Houston, you find a 1-2-3 finish by Team Your Move Games in constructed with 3 different decks.
Yep.
We have all the makings of a 1-2-3 finish here for the team from Tokyo.
We shall see.
We get off to a fast start with Sequata Lancers.
Well, we did make it to the library, got killed. That was pretty big.
Oh, I didn't see that. I was too busy talking.
Yeah. Sukata Lancer versus...
Trespasser Elvek.
Lancer comes over for 2. So Kenji's got a green-red deck. He first picked Firemaul Kavu. He then dabbled in black, but read the table really well, got out of black, got into green. That was the color that was available, and wound up with a pretty solid deck. Mike Ron also started off with a red card. He first picked a, what was it? First picked a red card, Sudden Shock. Was trying to figure out, was stumbling around, couldn't figure out what color to draft. Actually also read the tables open for green, moved into green, and got paid off to the tune of a Spectral Force, got past to Tromp the Domains, wound up with just an awesome deck.
Got past the Deadwood Treefolk?
Got past the Deadwood Treefolk. So he's green-black, touch of red.
He really wanted to be red. He really wanted to be green-red. He just felt he was, and thinks maybe it was even still open in the third.
Oh, boy.
But he couldn't go into it.
Oh, boy. That's the Spectral
Is that
Force.
Spectral Force?
Turn 5, smash.
8-8.
8-8 Spectral Force on the table. And that'll slow down the Nantuko Shamans and Sukhothai Lancers of the world.
Looks like a handful of
Well, there's
exciting
Fire
cards.
Malkavu. Fire Malkavu can trade with the Spectral Force. What does Micron have much in the way of pump effects that could potentially help a Spectral Force beat up on Fire Malkavu?
Let's take a look at Mike's deck. Mike has a Gauntlet of Power that could boost it.
Sure.
Make it a 9-9.
Yeah.
He's got the 2-2 Germinator.
Wow.
As
Kenji
a
sends them all in. Shaman, and Sukhothai Lancer. It gets in for 5 damage and just allows the Spectral Force to eat. Yeah, eat a Shaman. Kenji then, yep, there's the Fire Maul
And the
Kabu.
Spectral
So
Force will
picks off the Trespasser, and now he's got Fire Maul offering an exchange with Spectral Force. But, I'm sorry, you were saying?
he does not have any pump effects.
No
at
instant
all.
speed pump effects at all.
Not one.
He's got, as a sorcery, Tromp the Domains and the Gauntlet of Power. But that's it?
That's it. He's got the Thallid Germinator, sort of a
On-board
obtuse
trick.
an on-board trick, and he's got a Strangling. So
And now here's another situation where Kenji knows.
Makers.
Right, we talked about the fact that these guys got to see each other's deck lists over lunch, so Kenji understands that he can safely make that trade.
sure. I mean, we saw that in the boards also. A lot of people were talking about it. They're like, oh, Fire Maul Kavu. People see that as a trump to the Spectral Force. But again, he could Strangling Soot the Kavu and get in at any time. And it's also pretty formidable just standing there as an 8-8.
Sure.
Hold the ground, let him build up, get to his Trump the Domains.
What do you think of Kenji's play to attack into it last turn?
I think it's fine. He puts, and there's the Strangling
There's
Soot.
the Strangling Soda on Fire Malkavu. And Mike leaves the Force on defense.
Yep.
Adds a River Boa to his team. Meyer Boa, sorry. The card Kenji
Plane shifting's been tough on everyone.
it's the card Kenji has claimed is the single best common in all of Planar Chaos.
Yeah, Kenji
It's a card he was hoping for too, but the only one at the table was the one that Mike Ron took.
Kenji may be holding the single best common in Planar Chaos.
Dead Gone?
Dead gone.
If he's got Dead Gone, he should get the Boa off the board before Regeneration comes up, right?
I want to consider just consider bouncing the Spectral Force at some point.
Oh, interesting. Well, if he's going to do that, he bounces and attacks, right?
Right, he would be
I
trading.
don't know.
He would be trading his Nantuko Shaman for the River Boa if Mike wanted a block there. Instead, I think he's just going to play Bailoff.
Oh, sure. Adds a
Does
5/5 to
does
his
not
board.
opt to Dead Gone there.
So Sukhothai Lancer, Nantuko Shaman, and Dirkwood Bailoff for Kenji Tamura. Squaring off against a Meyer Boa and a Spectral Force for Micron. Kenji has been the aggressor.
Stonebrow.
Wow, another giant man.
Another way to pump the Spectral Force.
Funny.
Becomes a 10-10 when they attack together.
Ah.